Yo, it's Captain, bringing you a Dark Souls Diary number 25. Do it with my hands. Where we, I don't know, it'll be something like slaying Seath and dealing with his discharge or something, something like that. Because this is the 25th time I have played Dark Souls, unless I got the number off somewhere, which does happen. And today we did the Crystal Cave. We got to Seath, and we took him out after a little bit. And then we spent way too long in the menus deciding what to do, where to go. And I finally just said, screw it. I'm going to go see if I can't finally beat that dang discharge. And we went over there and dealt with him. And then some cool stuff happened. So that's what we did today. That was, Crystal Cave all the way to finishing that, coming back, and then going to a new area. And we made it to kind of like through the first little bit of Demon Town that we had to run away from a long time ago because I couldn't beat the Ceaseless Discharge. I'm probably going to try to put some video in this one. Not like a lot. I kind of like this talk to you element as opposed to just random gameplay on the screen. But I tried to like set it up so it'll be relevant to what I'm talking about. We'll see how it goes. Let me know if you like it. And I'll see if I can even pull it off, because I have to do it all live, because Lord knows I ain't gonna edit this. But I'm thinking we'll keep it quick, keep it light today. We'll also see how that goes, because there's not too much to talk about. The first, so that's kind of like what is that? 3-4 things? Probably 4 things. And the first one was the Crystal Cave and our experiences in that. I'm not gonna spend too long with this one, but here we go. We'll put the video on. You can watch me do stupid stuff. I'm not gonna spend too much long on it, but it was an area that I can't say I liked very much, but it wasn't actually that much worse than the I just thought you'd want to see that. It wasn't actually that much worse than the rest of everywhere. That's all I wanted to show you from that one. From the rest of everywhere. Because instead of like digging through enemies and stuff, you're kind of just digging through the platforming. And it was pretty rough. And people always say they don't like the platforming in this game. Like they say Dark Souls is cool, but man, do I hate the platforming stuff. And there's a lot of platforming in this. And the Crystal Cave was pretty much just that. There were what you saw when I fell, that's like one of the 2 enemies that are in the entire cave. Except right before you get to the boss. They give you a couple clams that drop curse resistance and curse clearing, which is relevant to the boss, as we will find out. But for the most part, it's just tricky because you can't see anything. Like you can't. Do I have more video? No, I haven't tested it. It might just be randomly standing there. Because there's like all these platforms that you can't see, and you've got to try to get through them, and you got to try to like watch the little thingamajigs to see where they're falling, and see. And it's like, well, that's the safe zone, right? And you can walk towards it. And this whole time you're just like, oh god, I'm gonna fall. So it was like. We fell a lot. I found all the secrets, and I did, as far as I could tell, I found like the 2. There's one secret where the invisible platform like hooks around, and you think you're following these little crystal things, and you're like, oh, I just go forward, and you just fall off, and you're supposed to sit there and wait a little bit. I fell to it like 2 or 3 times. I lost all my souls at like 40-something thousand souls. And I finally just was like, all right, this is where I always fall off. And I stood there, and then you can see there's other little hints around. So you don't go to the next one, you follow them around. Like, you gotta kid me. But after we finally after we lost the souls and finally figured that out, I was able to do it and then come back and not fall, and I was pretty proud of that. And then we made it. I think we made it all the way to the boss on that run. So if I hadn't lost my souls, and I lost him to like a crystal boy, so that was some bullshit. Here I can. Here's me walking. I lost him to. I think this is what I was just talking about. And I lost him like a crystal boy because I was kind of salty after dying. And I just was trying to run through it, and I kind of fucked up the crystal boy, and and so I lost all the souls. There you go. Whoopsie. That's pretty much what happens. So that's the crystal thing. Then you find the clam boys. It's not a big deal. All right. Should I wait until I whoopsie too? It might take me a while. I didn't test this one. Well, just have faith that I do indeed whoopsie, because I want to talk to you about the next ones. Because the main thing I want to talk about is the two bosses, and I got to the bosses after you finally get through all the crystals. It wasn't too bad, but you finally get through all the crystals. Where would I rate Crystal Cave? It was definitely not as bad as like Blight Town. Certainly not as bad as Sin's Fortress. That might be one of the worst areas I've done. Me personally, the RPG forest where all the NPCs were was really bad because I just had a really bad time. I got like invaded there and I was so confused and everything was terrible. I just kept dying and I was mega tilted. But probably like Sin's Fortress was the worst. And it wasn't bad the first time I went through, but then as I was, then something would happen, I would die, and I was like, okay, I gotta go through it again. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of hard to go through it again. It was one of those places that didn't really get easier when you had to keep going through it. So every time you died, it was just tough. Even when I got to the top of Sin's Fortress, and then I would die, and I'm like, oh god, I have to go through it all again. It was really rough. So that's probably been the worst place overall. So Crystal Cave, actually, as much as I didn't want to do the platforming, was kind of just an interesting diversion. It was kind of an interesting, just a new type of thing where I wasn't really worried about enemies. I was worried about the platforming. So maybe it was a nice, refreshing experience of pain. Of pain. Anyways, you get to the bottom of the Crystal Cave, and you start seeing. Here, I can pull this one up. You start seeing you see this cave area, and you see these paralyzed guys, and you're like, oh, I saw those in the sewers, and that's where the Bazzies were that were doing the curse thing. I was like, oh no, oh. And I remembered when you fight Seath the first time, the one where you have to lose, his crystals do curse you. So then you walk in, and of course, yes, the cutscene happens. And you're like, oh no, here he is. And you're like, I want that. It looks like a bonfire. I want that. And it's not a bonfire. It doesn't give you now have to fight the boss. And the boss is what do I feel about Seath the Scaleless? So we didn't beat him first try, although we came close. This is the first try. So if I talk long enough to see the whole thing, you'll see me die. But we didn't beat him first try. He has he has an interesting mechanic where I was hitting him, and I just thought he had 1,000 million HP because I was doing like my big hit, and you can't see it, my camera's covering it, but it would say I did the damage, but his health bar didn't move. And I was like, oh, that's not good. And I hit him a couple more times, and that didn't work. And then I was like, well, I don't know, maybe I'm hitting the wrong place. So then I went and hit his crotchular area in the center there. He's this big dragon. He's this big crystal dragon, but he's got like a gooey octopus bottom. So he's like a gooey octopus tentacle monster and then a dragon torso. It's like a centaur with tentacle monster and instead of a horse, and dragon instead of a person. So then I thought, well, I'll hit that gooey thing and I'll hit the crystal center. And this time I saw the HP bar chunk, but then instantly came back. I was like, oh, he's got some special mechanic I gotta deal with. So then that crystal thing, I was like, oh, it's that crystal thing that was at the beginning that I thought looked like a bonfire. It's his bonfire, and I need to go do something with it. So I ran over to, I couldn't interact with it, but I could bust it. And I busted it, and then he's taking damage right now. He's doing it. I started feeling myself, and I was feeling good. And then, right, and he's casting these crystal things. So he still does the same attacks that he did when you fight him in the unwinnable scenario. It's just this time, and when he fills the room with crystals, it doesn't hit you twice. So it hits you the once, and then it hits you the once, and then you get up and you don't get hit again. And I did make sure to there you go. I just wanted to show you my death, and then we'll talk about the curse mechanic here in a second. Oh, I was supposed to mouse over that. I was supposed to do this first. I'm ruining the magic. But so he does these crystals, and they do curse you, and that one does hit everything, but it doesn't. It's not a guaranteed kill this time, because it doesn't. You get up and you don't get hit again. The guaranteed kill is it knocks you over, you get hit, and you get up and it instantly hits you again. This one only hits you the once, so you can deal with it. And I did realize, it kind of breaks slow. It breaks faster, and so I just made sure to run out of it. But as you might have seen there, he killed me, and I did get cursed. This is the first time I've got cursed in the game. I didn't know what it did. People kept making fun of me with the basilisks, but I never did. I just thought they were frogs, and I never let them curse me. So I never got cursed. Killed them all too. I was pretty proud of myself. But this guy, he did curse me because I thought, as you can see, I died. I thought he did the guaranteed hit by crystal. And so I was like, well, I just have to tank that hit. I'll tank it. I'll get up. I'll take my potion. But instead he used a close range one, and I didn't realize he did that. So I tanked the first hit. Then he used the all crystal one, and I was like, wait, he's doing it twice? And then I died. I got cursed. And I'm pretty sure cursed instantly kills you. It's what it seemed like. I guess I could have watched the footage a little bit better. But it seemed like the curse instantly killed me. So I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I just got hit by 2 attacks, or maybe there is a guarantee super move in there. So my second strategy was, all right, if I'm having trouble with the curse, and the curse auto kills me, and he has a move where I'm guaranteed curse, because I'm not sure, right? I'm just going to have to test it. If he has a guaranteed curse, maybe if I leave the cursed on, right, and then fight him again, he can't curse me now, right? Because I'm already cursed, and I won't have to worry about that mechanic. Now, the way cursed works is your max HP is halved, so you only have half your HP to deal with, and it doesn't go away. It persists through death. You have to use an item, and it says, I can still see it on the screen. You can also go to a healer somewhere that I haven't found. New Londo. The only thing I know about New Londo is it's full of ghosts, and I hate it. So I was like, all right, I should have enough HP and defense that I could tank one hit, even with half health, and I was correct. And so I'll just leave the curse on. I won't have to deal with the curse. People in chat were like, yeah, wait till the curse stacks. I was like, yo, y'all are joking with me, right? Y'all are joking with me, right? The curse does the stack. That's not real, right? But luckily, I did not manage to get cursed. I did play a little bit better because I knew another possibility was he had actually used 2 different attacks, and I was and I just wasn't paying attention enough. So I made very careful, because I did get hit by an attack, and the curse meter went up, and I was like, if the curse meter's going up while I'm already cursed, probably the whole not getting cursed while you're cursed isn't a thing. It seems like I can get cursed twice, or at least take, the pain from getting cursed twice. So I was like, all right, let me just play it smart anyways. And so I watched his, I just made sure not to get hit by anything. I made sure not to be close to him really, unnecessarily. And I made sure he does a little charge up before he does the guarantee hit. So I was just like, all right, unless I see that charge up, I'm going to assume it's not the guaranteed hit. I'm going to play really safe and not get hit by not try to get hit unnecessarily and stuff like that. And that strategy worked. We managed to beat him while cursed. We didn't get cursed again. I felt kind of proud of that. We guess we did it on hard mode, so that was nice. That was nice. And then it wasn't a big deal. He wasn't that hard. He was more of a puzzle boss in the end than a fight boss. I feel like the biggest, I mean, okay, probably like the Gape Dragon and the Chaos Witch are the I think there's another one. Do we count Iron Golem? He's kind of a fight, but it's more like, are you not going to get pushed off the edge? It's kind of a gimmick. But yeah, probably those two. I'm sure there's others I could think of if I thought about it harder. But those two were the most like fights that I've done, where I had to just fight it out and learn them and not die to them and then get them myself. Some of the others, like Taurus Demon, fell off the ledge, so I never really got to fight him. What is it? The Asylum Demon was the tutorial thing, so it wasn't really too much. And the gargoyles, I guess you could count, but they're kind of just bullshit. It's more just like, oh, there's two of them, and now they just bullshit. So it's just cross your fingers until you get patterns that don't suck, honestly, or try to kill one real fast. Yeah, so so probably those two are the ones I think about when I think about straight up fights. This was not a straight up fight. This was a puzzle. This was, can you figure out he's healing? Can you figure out how to stop him? And then can you figure out how to not get cursed by the crystals? And then I guess, can you figure out like the center of the tentacle monster does extra damage? So I liked it overall. It was pretty fun. I probably would have got mad if it took me 1,000 tries, because you have to run down the whole damn crystal cave again. Luckily, when you're not going for the secrets, it's not so bad. It's just, there's just a couple of very straightforward invisible bridges, and you just kind of got to know where they are and run them, and people have marked them with soapstone and stuff. So it's not really that bad. It was more annoying to deal with the clam critters beforehand, because they're kind of tricky. Because you just have to like slowly kill them. Because I knew if I just ran past them, they'd come kill me after I beat the boss. Because that's what happened on Capper's Demon. I ran past everything, killed him. I was so excited that we like one-shot him. He technically killed us earlier, but before I even knew it was happening. So that we finally got a real fight with him. I killed him one go, and then I was so excited. I was like, yeah, I did it. And then next thing I know, I was swarmed by zombies because they were all at the door, and I did run past them. So then I died immediately. It really sucked. But so yeah, overall I liked him, and it was interesting. It was an interesting boss. So that was fun. Then what did we do? We got stuck in the menus for like 1,000 years. Trying to figure out what to do. Seath dropped a lot of souls, and I was like, well, I've got the Lord. Okay, so he was a thing for the Lord vessel. I went and I put it, I was like, maybe we should go back to Firelink. We went back to Firelink, and there was no story updates. None of the NPCs just changed, even the guy we saved from the Duke's archives, which we found out that Seath was named a Duke for being a dragon who turned against the other dragons when the Age of Fire started. So Gwen made him a Duke and gave him a piece of the soul. We got that little lore bit. So that was interesting. That was fun. But yeah, I went to the Lord Vessel, and it was like, offer souls. So I offered souls, you do an animation, and literally nothing happens. The Lord Vessel doesn't even flare up to acknowledge that you did something, and you just don't have the Seath soul anymore. And I was like, well, if it's really just not going to do anything at all, I should just hold on to these so I can at least feel like I collected them. Because it didn't even, I figured like something would light up. I figured it would glow brighter to acknowledge that I'm slowly making progress, but I guess that's just not what it does. So we just lost the Seath soul. Like, all right, that was cool. And went back to Firelink, and nothing's happened. I did jump in the well. That was fun. So I was like, all right, well, I guess we just got to pick another area. And I'm trying to make these Dragon Bone gauntlets to go to the catacombs because my hammer's too big. And I made the wrong boss soul item. I didn't realize the gauntlets were so bad. I thought they would be not great, but usable, but they're almost not usable, man. I got mad at the armor. I realized the goofy armor I was wearing, the crystal armor, I was just wearing it because it matched my hammer. I got mad because it has like a huge repair cost. I was like, what? So I like picked some new armor to wear because I was just wearing it for the goof anyways. And then I finally, something made me go, I was like, you know what? I looked at my to-do list and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go, I can warp to that Ceaseless Discharge demon and just go take him out and feel like I did something because I just spent forever in the menus. And I was like, I bet I could take him out now. And if I can't, well, at least we'll know. So I ran down there. Oh, here, I got video for this one. So I ran down there and I was like, let's just try it out. Let's see what we can do with him. Let's see if we can take him. And I mean, I don't, this story might be shorter than the video. The long story short is we did. We were clearly, I mean, we probably fought him last time when we were like level 20 or something. It was really early. Like I played the story in order. I did the top bell and then the bottom bell, and then I came down here, and he deleted me. We stole the stuff he's guarding, and I felt kind of bad because I was like, broski just wanted to look after his woman or whatever, and then he just deleted us. And I could have beat him, but like I determined my levels were too low because he essentially could one-shot me, and so I would have had to play it perfectly. And I just couldn't learn him because I was just dying so much. It was hard. I tried it a handful of times and he would like flip out a new move, or I would try to dodge the move and it didn't work very well. So it was just like, all right, I'm just going to come back when I'm higher. People told me that you could cheese him and whatever. Like, I don't want to cheese him. I don't want to actually beat him. So I was like, I'll come back when I'm higher level. And now I'm like level 70 after Seath. So I think I started going, I almost fell off there, geez. I started going strength again, but I've got like, we had like 43 strength and 35 endurance and like 20 vitality. That's pretty much what all our stats are. And so I was like, yeah, let's try him again. Let's see what we can do. I got this big ass hammer. And yeah, we chunked him. It wasn't too bad. I only had to dodge like 3 attacks or something. And I did manage to do it. It wasn't too bad. You never used that big side sweep, which is the one I was really worried about. So we took him out. It wasn't a big deal at all. It felt good to just come back to something that was so hard and just like win. I felt powerful. I felt strong. And then I think it does it immediately. So we'll see it. And then we learn why he's called the Ceaseless Discharge. Because once you get rid of him, all the lava dries up. He's been discharging the lava the whole time, and now that we ceased the discharge, the lava is cleaned up. That's what we'll do with the video. The lava is cleaned up, and now a whole new area is accessed. And I thought this was really cool, because you could kind of see some more architecture and stuff around, and it almost looked playable, but I was like, no, it's so far in the distance, that can't be playable. There's no way down there. You can't even, like, go through the lava. And I thought, well, maybe, like, they'll let us walk through the lava some other time or something. Like, maybe that's how they do it. No, he just dries up the lava, and now you have a bunch new playable space. And it was so cool. I love this about this game. It reminds me of Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight, you play, and it's a Metroidvania, and you play, and you're just like, you feel like you found the whole map, and then you find this little hole, and it drops into another area. And you're like, whoa, that's another area. And then and then you realize that area is like 10 more areas. And you're like, how big is this game? Right? This game gives me that same feeling, which is as a Metroidvania lover, that's a fun feeling to have. And I had that feeling with the lava. It's like, what? There's a whole area? And you do. We went through it. It was very fun. And you can find the exit, and you can get to that area that looked playable, but was, it's too far away. Yeah, you can get to that. So it's really cool. So the last thing here, I'll get you to, we'll come back to I gotta hit play. The last thing we did was, while exploring that area, There was one of the mysteries I always had was you see all these big golem guys, these big dudes just standing out in the lava. Well, now you can get to them, and it turns out they're little mini Taurus demons. It was amazing. They were so cool. My headcanon was the Taurus demon fell off the bridge and fell all the way down here and shattered into a bunch of little Taurus demon pieces. And now we got little mini Taurus demons. It was really fun. And I killed the first one, and then the second one killed me, and then I died like 4 more times because these guys are pretty hard. But then we slowly took them all out. But the best part was, these guys are essentially my build. It's really funny. It's like, this must be what the enemies feel like when they're fighting me. Because if you make a mistake, that big hammer comes on you and you are dead either in 1 or 2 hits. These guys could kill me in 1 or 2 hits. And they were so big. It was like hard to hit them because I could swing the hammer and they were so big that it didn't reach to them. But they could still get me, right? So it was scary. Because you like had to roll towards them, but right, they have this tracking with their stupid jumps and bullshit. There's way too much tracking in this game. But so and they hit you. I got 2 hits is all I could take. So I knew if I had 1 hit, it was either like I need to get away and heal, or I gotta get in there and finish it. But I could kill them in 2 hits too. Like I said, we were like the same build. It was actually really fun. So we slowly took them all out, and it was a good time. But here, I'll bring us back. But the best part was the first one we killed dropped the axe. And I love axes. I love axes and hammers. I'm using Smo's hammer because it's a giant hammer, and I love giant hammers. But these guys drop a giant axe, and I love giant axes. And I looked at it, and it's an axe that scales off strength. It's blunt. It's it's a blunt axe. And it scales off strength, and it slams real heavy. It's a great axe, technically. Like they do, and I was just like, oh, I gotta do this. I got this is it. This is arm up, because I got a strength build, right? And then I was like, all right, I got to get to 50 strength because you needed almost 50 strength. I kind of feel like I want a hard cap strength at 60. Is it the hard cap? People say you're not supposed to go past 60. 40 is the soft cap, and 60 you're just not supposed to go past. I don't know, but I might do it just so that I can one hand Smo's hammer and one hand these axes. I'm definitely gonna go to 50 so I can one hand these axes. Because I really want to use these axes now. I love the hammer, don't get me wrong. It's just I like the variety. We've used the hammer a while. I like spicing it up. And I'll try to use the fists in the catacombs. But so I was really excited about that. I was like, yes, I want this. So now I've got to like spend some souls on that too. I ended up taking another level up because after I killed these guys, I had enough for another level up. And I was like, well, I could make some progress on this axe, but technically I don't need this many souls to level the axe at a time. I do need this many souls to level up one time. So I should take that because the more souls you have, the more risky it is. So I should take the bigger soul investment if I have the opportunity. Whereas I could technically just, get a small soul investment and level up the axe over time, right? So I took the level up, so I don't know, I'm like level 71, maybe 72 or something. I went more strength. I think I'm at 45 strength now or some crazy shit. So I'll probably take it to 50, or at least enough to one-hand that axe, and then try to build the axe. I'll try to build the dragon fists. Did I tell you? Did I have thoughts for Ceaseless Discharge? My main thoughts were how cool it was when the lava drained. The fight itself was... I fought it the first time and it was too hard. I fought it the second time and it's too easy, so it's kind of hard to judge the fight, really. It just the story around him and his effect on the world was what was really cool. Like, he's guarding that thing. He's guarding the original Chaos Witch's grave, presumably, and he doesn't aggro on you until you take it. You plunder it, and then, so that's really cool. And then you kill him and the lava comes down, and I think if you read some of the Chaos Witch stuff, it's like she summoned it to guard her city or something. I don't know. I could be making half that up. Either that or it's her boyfriend. One of the two. Who else would stand there for the undead eternity to watch over her grave? And that's it. That's about as far as we got today, because I did find the entrance to the next area. I got the cool axe. So now I just got to decide if I want to go to the catacombs or if I want to go to the demon area. People in chat told me they were about equivalent. There's also the Blighttown secret. So those are kind of three places I want to go. People recommended the catacombs to go first, so maybe we'll do that tomorrow. But I kind of don't want to go to the catacombs unless I level up my dragon fists, and I need to farm the screamy dragon boys until I get 5 more dragon scales. And I'm like, do I really want to do that? But I mean, I'm gonna have to do it sometime, right? So I might go do that and then work on leveling up my axe, and then, you know, maybe by the time I'm done with catacombs, my axe will be leveled, and then I can take it to the demon town where we got the axe from, like get back here. So that might be fun. But that's pretty much it. That's what we did today. It was actually a really good time. I had a great time. I felt like we made a lot of progress. I spent way too much time in the menus in the middle, but I mean, that's just, go watch my how RPGs suck. I complain about menus. It's one of the Dark Souls diaries, but I complain about menus. I have a hard time in them, and it take me a long time to just. I spend a lot of time just trying to figure out what I'm doing. So, but outside of that, I felt really good. I felt like we solved this mystery of this thing that's been here forever. It was just a really good time. Just a great time. I'm looking forward to playing again tomorrow, tonight, whatever it is, and I'll probably do another diary to talk about it. Guess we ended up at a 30-minute video anyways. So I'll wind it up. So thank you for watching our Crystal Cave to Seath to Demon Town to Ceasing the Discharge to fighting the little mini Taurus demons. Thank you for watching my recap of that. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed watching, listening, all that good stuff. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and whatever you're gonna go do, whatever it is, I hope it's good. I hope it's fun, and I will catch you in the next one. And let me know if you like the video stuff. I got a comment. It's like, you should do some video stuff. It's like, how the hell am I gonna do that? And I finally thought, I could do it this way. So let me know. And that's it. I'll see you around. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. Should I keep doing the click? Let me know about that too. I don't want to be too kitschy. See you around.